Welcome to the Not Rollins Rumble. We are not on the redemption tour to Dallas. I am depressed. I don't even know what happened last night. We're in a new classroom, a WrestleMania sign set on fire. I'm here with Skylar, and we are reviewing the 2022 Royal Rumble, which is being called the worst Royal Rumble in history. But I still think 2015 is the worst Royal Rumble in history. That was when, do you agree?
Yes, 100%.
Like, I'm sorry, if you bring back The Rock and you're still booing The Rock in 2015, what are you doing? Like, that to me is like, that is the worst. And then you go to 2022, and then you could go, I don't know, maybe when Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is Vince McMahon won the Royal Rumble. No, when that mistake with the double elimination.
Oh, when he tore both his quads.
He tore both his quads. That could be one of the worst too. Funny, but worse.
What was that? 2007, I think.
I think so.
I was in kindergarten.
I don't know. I was watching videos with my friend, and they said 2003, and I was like, I was only like 3 or 2 years. I was like,
in 2003, I was 2. Old. Yeah, we're old. Yeah. All right. So we started off. WWE wanted to trigger me, I think, right off the bat. I think that was the problem. Because
he went, I can't breathe.
Because this is what happened. Me and Bill, so first of all, I'm going to shout out Bill first, because Bill heard me complain about Rollins losing from 8:45 or whenever his match ended till 12:45 in the morning. I was going off. I was telling him theories that could happen. I was telling him that he was going to enter in number 30 in the Royal Rumble. Like, I was full force. So thank you, Bill, for listening to me for 4 or 5.5 hours complaining about Rollins losing. But I don't wonder, why do you think they started this match off first? I'm curious.
I think to set up for the Men's Royal Rumble, to set up for the Brock and Bobby match. Rollins got really into his heads, and and also when they do DQs, it means they don't want to bury anyone, and they don't know how to save someone from a pin. Or my thing from our prediction, this triple threat might be happening. Like I called it. If it happens, I'm the first one to call it.
Well, okay. So here's my thing. So first of all, we need to talk about the highlight of the Royal Rumble for everybody. The only thing missing was a blonde streak. Rollins came out to the Shield theme song.
I wanted a little Moxley. I wanted like a Moxley patch or something.
Well, Bill told me that Rollins should have done the paradigm shift. He texted me that and he goes, Seth should do the paradigm shift right now. And I'm like,
he should have.
I'm like, he's not going to, but I'd pop pretty hard. Did you see Renee's like whole thread of tweets about it? Where Renee was like, oh my God, Seth Rollins is sending me right now. Where's the blonde streak? I'm in my feels. Like, yes, queen.
I texted Kimmy, I was like, I'm crying. This is amazing.
So he did, I don't know where he did this interview, but somebody asked him what he was wearing, and he's like, oh, it's a little surprise type thing. And I was like, oh, like he's going all out. And I was thinking like all white, like I thought the all white would have been cool, especially for, just brother versus brother, the amount of history was in this match. And I was like, Sierra Hotel, no. But where was the blonde streak?
Do you remember the last time he dyed his hair and that one part was just up to here by the time he was done dyeing it? As I relate.
Listen, if you're gonna go all, as we learned from AEW, if you're gonna go all in, you gotta go all in.
Add like a little blonde extension.
I was waiting for it. And just like him dancing to the ring and Reigns' just like face, like everything played into it. This match, were you going to say something?
I was going to say when Roman, it was a good match, but when Roman almost did the rock bottom, I was like, to the Rock, and also because of Becky.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this was honestly the best storytelling match they've had in a long, long time. Since Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black in NXT.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, so that's why this match was a lot of people's highlight, because this match made not the ending, we'll get to the ending, but it made logical sense.
Yes.
And the thing I didn't like, and I told this to everybody, Rollins had a lot of offense very early. And if you watch a Seth Rollins match, Seth Rollins does not get a lot of offense very early. So I'm seeing him on this highlight reel, and I'm like, oh, this isn't going to go well for Kimmy. Oh, here we go. Then, they slowed the match down. It was favoring Reigns, and DQ, but the one thing I'll say too that I really liked is it wasn't just like Rollins and Shield stuff. He went back to moves he hasn't done in years. He was ready to do a Phoenix Splash. He was doing suicide dives. When was the last time you saw Seth Rollins do a suicide dive? He doesn't do those anymore. So he was full-fledged in that 2014 I am Seth Rollins and I am a part of the Shield, let's do it. And that's something I really enjoyed. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, he's a baby face.
The fact that it was in 2014 kills me. But when he started bringing that move, the buckle bomb, thank you. The Phoenix Splash, I want him to add all of that. You know what I mean? I feel like if he just added some of that back into his moveset,
we'd be sending. And then he did a submission. When does this man do a submission move? I was like, what are you doing, sir? You are not a submission type of dude.
But I think it was a great match to start off with.
It was, and it wasn't, because I feel like this match set up the rest of the, not obviously the main idea of the opening match is to match the rest of the night, but I felt like at the end of this match when you saw Reigns win, okay, now Brock and Bobby either going to go one of two ways. We're either unifying the titles or Bobby's winning.
Yeah.
So that's why I would have went with maybe Becky and Doudrop, or what I said on our predictions, that it should have been Edge and Beth versus Miz and Maurice, because that match was absolutely horrible, and we will get into that, because, oh my God. Bill was like, can this match end? And I go, I want it to so bad. But we gotta get to the ending of Rollins. A DQ. You could go first.
I hate it. I don't know why none of us saw this coming, because this is in WWE's arsenal all the time.
Mm.
It's just always, when it's a great match, when it's produced amazingly, they always end in a DQ. And it just, I get it, but I don't get it. I just really hope this leads into that triple threat. I really do. Because it just, unless he's getting his rematch next pay-per-view, and then it's whatever, you know what I mean? But I think it would be a great build-up for that triple threat WrestleMania for history. For storytelling-wise. If they really want to storytell this this feud, you just continue it. So,
speaking of producers, I found this kind of interesting, and we'll talk about this more when we get to the women. But TJ didn't produce a single match. TJ was not a producer, not even the women's matches. And I'm like, does this mean something that we don't know? Do they? I don't think so. That is like this man literally broke his freaking back. That would be comeback of century. But I found it very interesting, and I was like, oh, TJ didn't produce the Women's Royal Rumble match. He's produced every single one. So that was just a little tip of information. But I think for me, the reason why I get so annoyed about the DQ is the fact that I was technically right and Rollins technically did win. So on the BCP, Rob owes me a pizza. I'm owed apologies. So I'm looking for that. But to me, what's next for Seth? Because you're right. The DQ doesn't hurt him because he won. And he got beat down after the match. And now we're in this full babyface type thing. But what is Rollins appearing on Monday and gonna complain? Or is he gonna show up on Friday?
Is he gonna play his heel character on Raw and then his face character on SmackDown? I think they're continuing this feud.
Then what do you think Bobby's gonna do at Mania?
I don't know, because they also don't have a plan.
Because what I've heard is that they have no set plan at all for anybody. So in my head, what I would do if I was WWE, and every time, so this is actually my intro to business sports classroom, and every time I walk in here, my professor tells me to act like I own the WWE and my fandom's out the door. So here we go, Professor Khan. Here's all my work here. I would have a number one contenders elimination chamber match in Saudi. Have Rollins win that and have Rollins pick Bobby, and then Rollins beats Bobby in Dallas. Because to me, there is no conceivable way after last night you are not putting Rollins in some sort of championship match.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I just don't see it against Bobby.
I don't know what I see for him.
Me neither. That's the problem. That's the problem with Bobby Lashley's. Every time he's champion, it's like they have no idea what to do.
Well, I liked his run. I liked his first run, 2021.
I think my thing for myself is that I find Bobby Lashley very boring.
Yes, we know, and we'll get to the Bobby match where you're going to tell me that.
No, I know. But they need a really good baby face to verse him.
Owens. Listen.
I want Owens to be champion. I think it's the right time.
Well, remember, my original thought process here was Rollins was going to be champion, then Owens was going to beat him at Mania. But we're not. Or, wait, I have another theory. Hold up here. Or Bobby and Rollins can wrestle in Saudi Arabia. Rollins can win the title in Saudi Arabia.
I think they're going to continue the Roman versus Rollins thing.
I don't know. I'm scared. Or you could have Reigns and Rollins both be champion at SummerSlam and then do the match with no titles on the line. You could do that.
Yeah.
I'm WWE. I am free booking this for you. Just take one of the ideas, or just hire me, please.
I think the problem is also they don't really have a lot of top guys anymore.
Yes, and we'll get to that when we get to the Royal Rumble.
Yes, too. I just want to foreshadow what I'm going to talk about.
So, from a Rollins DQ and my depression starting, we then go into Ronda Rousey saving my sports communication grade. So I'll explain this a little bit. So I have to do a tracking analysis. That's my first paper for sports comm. And literally he assigned this. 2 minutes later, the story broke that Ronda was coming. I was like, it was meant to be. So I go to class on Wednesday and I pitch my idea to my teacher, and my teacher goes, "Are you sure ESPN's going to cover that? I don't think ESPN doesn't cover WWE." And I was like, "Well, actually, sir, Ronda Rousey's whole WWE run is covered on ESPN. ESPN loves Ronda Rousey to the fact where she has her own show on ESPN. So I'm 98% sure that this will be covered." And guess what? 2 hours after she won the Royal Rumble, ESPN published my article. So thank you so much, ESPN. Thank you, Ronda Rousey, for saving my grade. Miracle workers. Let's get into the Women's Royal Rumble. So I'll throw stats, and I think I'm going to go to you with my favorite statistic of the night. So your Iron Woman was Bianca Belair with 47 minutes. Charlotte had the most eliminations with 5. Ronda Rousey obviously was your winner. Most importantly, every single legend, if your name was not Michelle McCool or a Bella twin, lasted 60 seconds or less. Here you go.
Here's the thing. I was like, Sasha Banks came out, right? Cute Sailor Moon outfit. I was like, cool. I'm with my friends and my parents. We're watching it. I go, we're waiting for number 2. I said Melina. She came out. I stood up, walked in. I was like, I'm the champion.
Of course.
And I'm just so mad that I know she accidentally slipped. Now that I know that. But I really thought they eliminated her that quickly. And I was like, this is bullshit. This is her first time back in years. And you're going to eliminate this girl?
The botch hasn't been confirmed.
Oh. Still, I stand by my statement. If it's not a botch, F WWE for that bullshit right there. Because she's one of the most legendary women of that time. Are you kidding me? Most improved diva of that time. Anyway, I understand with some legends they got taken out really early. Haven't wrestled in a while. I like the Molly Holly and Nikki Ash. That was amazing.
That for WrestleMania. Book that for WrestleMania.
I think it would make sense for her to take the superhero thing from Molly Holly.
And also, that's a cool stat too. Molly Holly is the first person to ever produce a match and wrestle in the match at the same time.
We
As
stand.
she stood, queen shit.
The Ivory, I love that Ivory came out in that character.
I popped so hard.
Oh my god. And it was against Rhea, which I like because it's like the anarchy versus the rule person. Like that was really cool. I agree. I hate the Bellas. Screw them. They got rid of Liv. It was the most stupidest thing for them to eliminate Liv. I do like that Brie eliminated Nikki though.
That was comeback.
Because it's like story wise. Still hate them. They look the same again, except for like the boobs. I mean, they look great after having kids. Will say I will never put down women who had a kid and then came back.
That's another cool stat too. This was the first Royal Rumble. I believe the pay-per-view had a total of 10 women in total, like between every single match, that had 10 moms on the card.
We stand.
I saw that this morning. I was like, yes.
Michelle McCool, legend. I needed one more run from her. She deserves one more run. A proper run. Lita needs a proper run. She needs a better retirement than what they gave her. She did amazing. You see the new move she came out with?
Lita looked great. My girl.
I want her. I think she deserves a WrestleMania match.
I'll ask her next week. I'm sure she'll tell me.
Fuck. My mind went somewhere else for a second.
You want to talk about Sarah Logan, Mickie James?
Sarah Logan, she looked great. Love her. Mickie James, when Hardcore Country came out, I was really shocked they actually let her like do that. I thought she was just like bullshitting us.
Well, they were petty because when she held up the Impact title, they cut the camera.
I know.
To another angle. They were petty as hell. I was like,
they're not allowed to be petty. They fired her and put her shit in a trash bag.
I was like, as a director, that was fucked up.
Yeah. I will love because people didn't like it, but I love that Summer Rae came out with the Natalia thing. I love that because like if you are years of fans and you're fans of like the Diva era and the women's era, it was a great like finish to like their rivalry in a way. And the fact that Natalia got a little hurt and still was in that ring because she had a bunch of people check on her, legend. She's one like legend. They're all legends. I'm sorry, some of them, but all.
I gotta check out that injury thing. I gotta ask my source that.
If you look back, you can see a ref go to her in like a wide view, and her holding her head and everything, and then Brie kind of checking on her in the corner.
No, I gotta check that because I haven't heard that all day. We're recording this at 5:00. I haven't heard that all day. So I don't
think she's injured. I think they were just a little worried because she was holding her head for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like the person on Twitter who tried to scare me saying that Rollins was holding his left arm and that he broke his freaking arm. And I was like, it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, the mood has changed. Everyone needs to hold on. And I was like, okay, it's not true.
And then with Ronda coming back, I did like the little thing of Shayna and her. I love that because they're kind of like they can't do a 4 horsewoman anymore because they fired the other two.
Marina Shafir popping out in AEW.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, overall, I think this was better than the men's. Even with the little botches and everything, like me and my friends agree, it was more entertaining than the men's. They pulled out great moves. Like it just, it was more exciting.
Rumble matches are hard because you have to look at it in a lot of different ways. Because to me, a Rumble could possibly tell you 2 or 3 storylines that they're going to go through till Mania. I think a lot of the problems here is that, and this was the problem with the men's too, you rely so much on your surprises.
Yeah.
For the Rumble that you're not building stars, which is why everybody couldn't pick a freaking winner for the Rumble.
Yeah.
Like, even Saturday, all day, everyone was saying, oh my God, it makes so much sense for AJ to win. And I was like, oh, thank you. That was my pick. But I was like, there's no way that's happening.
No.
Because that doesn't make sense. So I think their problem is, and this is what they should do for, don't do 15 surprises. Do 5.
Yeah.
And then, where was NXT?
I'm telling you, I don't think, because of how bad NXT is right now,
I mean, yes.
They don't wanna. They see NXT as a failure right now, and it's their own failure for getting rid of Triple H while he's out with a heart attack. First of all,
Well, I mean, he's not fired. He is not. He's working on the NIL project right now. He still works there.
yeah. But I'm saying that like they took away his creative freedom for that. It's his baby, and you make it into this child Play-Doh looking thing.
I'm sure Bruce Pritchard is having a ball.
God. But it's the fact that they're calling they thought it was gonna be an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you take it away from like these indie fans in a way who just love wrestling like that, and you make it into this child's playground looking thing, no one's gonna watch it, and then no one's gonna know who is on the like when they come to the main roster. Unless the original last OG people.
That's why everybody is watching AEW. Mm-hmm. Just saying. So some things that I did like. Very few things I did like. I like that Cameron and Naomi got like not that they got to do anything in the ring together, but you know, like she played into the Sonya Deville storyline. This jacket thing is the dumbest thing ever. Mm-hmm. If I wear the jacket so if she was on commentary, I respect the commentary thing, but she's gonna sit there for like 10 minutes. Girl, you should have had how it should have went. Sonya Deville should have came out at 11, which she did. Then Cameron should have came out at 12, and then maybe we should come out at 13. Why Natalya came out in the middle of that, I have no idea.
Because they don't want to they want to seem like it's not predictable. No, the thing about the jacket thing, I like it. It's a different authority figure, which by the way, first lesbian GM in WWE history, just putting it out there, queen shit. But I like it because for me it makes sense because it's more like a visual thing, I guess. I don't know, but I like that if she wears like the jacket, you can't touch her because she's technically official. But when that shit's off, she goes ham. I just love Sonya.
Listen, if this is all, I don't know where this is leading to. Is this leading to them at Mania? Is that what
they should say that match for Mania?
Like, is that what they're leading to? And then like Sonya's not going to be a GM anymore. Like, is that the direction? Like, if Naomi wins, Sonya can no longer be a GM.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. All I know is they definitely should have saved that SmackDown match to WrestleMania because of how much of a build that is.
Oh, they should have. They're dumb.
They're dumb. Because no one's gonna want to see a second match, especially if Naomi won. If Sonya won, it would have made sense.
Just like if Rollins won, it made sense. I liked it. I liked how Shayna was 30 and Charlotte wasn't 30 and Charlotte wasn't 1. I like that Charlotte came out in the middle because I felt like if Charlotte came out at the end, it would have been hella predictable. I mean, minus the fact that I already knew how the match was going to end, but I like that it was in the middle, so she got spots with a lot of different people. I thought Mickie James had a tremendous showing. Her getting eliminated, like the way she got eliminated, was kind of dumb, but
at least it was by Lita.
Yeah, it was by Lita, so that kind of made sense. But I like how she lasted a while. They said the Impact Championship, just like they mentioned Dean Ambrose on commentary for the Shield. These people exist, guys. We are not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Final Four was really strong. I like that it was Ronda and Charlotte for the final 2 to hype up for what is rumored to be the WrestleMania match because Fox is high-key mad. That's what it is. Fox is mad. Fox wants Ronda.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
And that's what sucks because I feel like the Becky match would make much more sense.
I mean, let's run back Ronda and Becky and Charlotte for Saudi.
No.
Did you watch her Broken Skull sessions?
No, I have to.
So good.
I know. I want to know if they really are fighting or not.
Listen, all you need is in the first 5 minutes, they show this picture of Rollins and Becky in Hawaii getting married.
I love it. It's still in Hawaii.
That's what they got engaged, you know.
First of all, his hair was mad frizzy. I would never. It looked like he was just waiting to go to the arena. It looked like his arena hair.
When I sent that picture in our group chat, Bill said it was Andrade. And I was like, it's not Friday.
Oh.
That's Rollins. And then Amanda was like, not gonna lie, I thought that was Andrade too. And I go, you know what? I hate all of you. I'm never sharing my Rollins. I'm keeping my Rollins fandom to myself.
No, I think his hair should have been better for a wedding. I'm sorry.
Listen, leave him alone. The one thing I didn't like, the one main thing I did not like, and I do not understand why they did this, is why Ronda Rousey was not 30 and she was 28.
I guess because then it would also, like, even though we knew, it would have been more predictable in a way.
Not technically, because that 30 spot could have been anybody. Because it could have been Isaiah Lee, it could have been Alexa Bliss, it could have been Bailey, it could have been a number of people. Like, obviously, if you're gonna listen to the dirt sheet, Ronda was coming.
Yeah.
But as I told you, they didn't know that till 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So and also Jillian Hall was spotted there.
Oksana.
Oksana was spotted. They had enough people. So why Ronda was not 30 shocked me a little bit. And I was like, oh, that's kind of different, but okay, you go off. Ronda Rousey, okay, her gear was horrible. Like, I know why they did it. I know why. But no, please do not do that in Dallas.
I guess she looks great for her body for after giving birth. She looks amazing.
Her in-ring work was a different story.
Yeah, well, yeah, but she looked good for after having a child. I understand, like, you're postpartum, you know, that's like a toll on your brain, how you look. Some women just want to, like, you know, so I don't judge her outfit on that. I feel like that's what made her comfortable.
That is true. Like I said, I understand why, but I was like, oh, hey. I mean, hey, that gear would work in Saudi if she's gonna wrestle on that show. That gear would work.
Yeah. Oh, not fully.
I mean, she had to put the t-shirt on.
Yeah.
But it mostly works. But Ronda Rousey is your Royal Rumble winner. As I saw on Twitter, someone said, I died. I thought this was so funny. They were like, WWE does not open the forbidden door with other wrestling companies. They open the forbidden door to UFC.
True.
And I just died. I was like,
true.
Like, well, hi, Dana White.
You have a retired UFC person want to come wrestle? Cyborg is next, you think?
Listen, Conor McGregor's going to show up at one point, and then him and Becky are going to do a thing, and I'm just, go Ireland. I'm Irish. Go Irish.
Wow, Conor a dick.
I know he is, but speaking of Conor McGregor's best friend, Becky Lynch, that's where we move on. Look at that segue. I've learned so well.
Right? I love it. I'm proud.
So we go from the Women's Royal Rumble to her and versus Doudrop. This match just never got going. And I was like, you gotta remember, me reviewing this, I was hella depressed from Rollins. And now for the next 2 hours, I was just praying that Rollins was gonna come out with the number 30 spot.
So let's just say her mind wasn't even in this pay-per-view, guys.
Listen, Rob said it best. The whole pay-per-view for me revolved around one person. And if that domino didn't happen, it was just all gonna be But this match just really didn't get going.
No.
And I was really disappointed. And I don't know, maybe because the WrestleMania sign caught on fire.
Just melting away on people.
Well, I just want to know what bright person thought to do it again after the match and didn't think the same thing was gonna happen.
Maybe they put fire retardant on it. I don't know.
But I was like, really? You did it again? But what did you think of Becky and Doudrop? Because like, I just didn't think it got going. I thought it was very, very slow.
Yeah, it was slow. I think the crowd was just so amped up from the women's match.
Mm-hmm.
From the women's about Royal
Rumble.
Royal Rumble, thank you.
Or as we're calling it, the not Rollins Rumble.
I think that's what kind of sucked the life out of it, because a Doudrop can do a lot of moves. You know what I mean?
She can.
She's like, if you watch her NXT UK, you watch her indie promotion stuff, like, she's very, like, talented. She's a better, like, she's a better version of Nia Jax for a bigger woman. You know what I mean? Like, she's actually a wrestler who can do amazing things for her size. It just kind of looked like it was all over the place. Also, And they didn't really interact with the crowd until that fire happened.
Yeah.
Which I think is always a stupid idea. I feel like you should always interact with the crowd from the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't think you should wait to notice something, to like talk about it, to get the crowd you know what I mean? I feel like if you want to keep the attention on them, interact with the crowd, especially if you're like a technique wrestler like Becky.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. I feel like if you're a technique wrestler without all these showcasing moves, interact with the crowd. That's what gets me into it. You know what I mean? Especially if you're not being a technical fan. Interact with me and I'll boo you for your character. You know what I mean?
I think the other thing was too, I feel like a lot of fans were distracted by the fire because that could have gone very, very bad.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they saw the fire, it was like, oh my God, are we gonna have to evacuate? And like all these things just like go through your head. So like, I think that's the other thing that was going on. But
everything happens during a woman match. I'm just pointing that out.
Not the beach balls. Beach balls happened during the men's.
True. Respect.
I mean, it happened during a Rollins match and the Dean Ambrose match.
Yeah, and a Cesaro match. All together.
Where was Cesaro? Okay, we'll get to that question when we get to the men's Royal Rumble. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, I understood why they did like Becky and Doudrop. Like, I like that they put Doudrop in that position, but I was just like, wow, this match is just not going.
It's supposed to.
And yeah, and it was long. It wasn't even like a 10. Like this went for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, this did not need to go for 15 minutes. That's maybe we went to midnight.
I know. I looked at time. I was like, what?
I was like, we're starting the men's Royal Rumble at 11 o'clock on the dot. This isn't gonna go well.
No. But I just feel bad for Doudrop. You know what I mean? Because she is the newcomer. I think they should just change her name. I think that would help a lot, especially since everyone knows what that name means.
Yeah.
They should just change it since Eva Marie's gone. Change it back to Piper Niven. Or, you know what I mean?
What do you think Becky is doing in Mania? Because me and Bill were going back and forth on this a lot.
It's either Bianca
or
Liv.
So we said Bailey because Bailey is scheduled to come back in March. So they could kind of do that. We said a multi-woman match.
Oh, I would like that. We haven't had that in a while.
We haven't had that since 33 with Nikki. Not Nikki. Naomi.
Oh.
But Naomi won the
title.
The
scramble.
Yeah, the scramble.
I forgot about the scramble.
I was like, it's there. I can envision Naomi walking down the ramp.
With Orlando winning it. Yeah.
Orlando. It just wasn't coming to me. So we thought maybe something like that. I mean, I think so. We've never in WWE had a ladder match for the title. We've only had Money in the Bank matches. So if you're really good, so the slogan for WrestleMania, and I know this A because I'm going, and B because I have a hoodie that says it. It's like, there's nothing bigger than like Texas or something, right? Yeah. So if you're gonna go big or go home, which is my slogan for me in Dallas, why don't you just do Becky in a ladder match?
Because they won't do it for the woman.
Well, listen, you need something for me to get me. Well, I mean, Charlotte and Ronda are probably gonna main event, but like, if you're not gonna, what?
Are you going both nights?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why. When the next match occurred, I told Bill I wanted to enjoy my time in Dallas. And he's like, I do too. And I go, you're not the one going. Yeah. I'm the one going. So you're going to be in New Jersey, and I'm going to be here and Texas. And I'm just going to be like crying on the inside that Rollins is not in this title match. I don't know. I mean, I think they're going with Bianca. That would have been very cool. That would have made it in the garbage. I would have been like, go Kimmy. But if they're not doing Bianca, I'm guessing Alexa.
Yeah.
Bobby and Brock.
I actually enjoyed it.
Why?
Because face Lesnar, I'm actually enjoying.
Listen, if you could come down to the ring with a full braided set of hair, then you're making it places. So this was probably the match you expected, the big spot. See, oh my God, I can't believe 2 big men are in the ring with Be-Do. But then there was a ref spot, and I was like, oh, this isn't looking good.
Yep.
Like, as soon as I saw what was going to happen, I was like, Bill, it's going downhill. No. And then I just saw Roman, and I was like, it's over. The not Rollins Rumble
is happening.
And I just started crying. Like, I was crying for like an hour straight about how mad I was that this happened. And I texted Mike. I was like, I feel so stupid. He goes, why? And I said, because I'm crying. I'm hysterical crying. And he's like, because you believed. And I go, for what reason? We all knew. Why? But Bobby's your new champ. Whoa.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I think Bobby was. I don't know why Bobby was twisting a lot with his suplexes. First of all,
he landed on his shoulder like 3 times. I was like, "Sir, are you okay?"
Because it wasn't Brock. Brock was doing it correctly with like going vertical and everything. Bobby, every time he would get in the air, he would twist like he's acting like he's getting out. I'm like, dude, lay it on your shoulders. You're gonna injure yourself.
Like that's how the move's supposed to be executed.
Yeah. I do like when Bobby suplexed Brock though, and then Brock's face just turned all memey, and he was like, oh, okay.
What do you think of so I was right, first of all, at Mike. I was right because he was like, oh, Paul's already with Brock. We're not gonna see something else happen with that again.
Excuse me.
That to me, so that was a little shocking. I want to see where they go with it because I think you could play it out like, oh, my heart's always been with Roman. Roman really grew on me. Roman apologized. Like, Roman's the better wrestler. Like, you could play it out like that. But yeah. I'm intrigued to see where they go with it, especially because Brock is scheduled to be on Raw to make his decision of who he is wrestling at WrestleMania. And I just wonder, who that will be. Imagine he picks Bobby. He picks Bobby, Rollins, and Reigns get their rematch. Rollins wins.
Well, no, because I mean, it depends. Because if they want Ronda on SmackDown, are they gonna have both Royal Rumble champion like from on SmackDown?
They've done it.
Yeah, they have. I forgot.
They did it last year.
That's right. No.
Yeah. Bianca was on SmackDown for Sasha, and then Edge moved.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Because then last year on this show, I sat here and complained that Edge won the Royal Rumble and said that he was going to go to Reigns, and I was like, "This is so stupid. Why don't you just do 1-1?" And how here we are in the same position a year later. Thank you, WWE, for letting me live in a groundhog day.
But yeah, no. It was like I think face Brock makes the matches better
because he cares now.
Yeah. And I never thought I would say that. You know me. I was never avid Brock fan.
He hates Brock.
I hated Brock. But I like this character of Brock. I love Viking Brock, Cowboy Brock, Hunter Brock.
Hunter Brock.
He's a hunter in real life. So he had that.
Yes, he is. He hunts mooses and then he hangs them on his fireplace in Canada. It's a good time.
With Sable. Who looks good, by the way. I saw a recent photo. She looks good.
Yes, I saw that too. So speaking of last year's Royal Rumble winner, this was the worst match of the night. Holy crap. Like, you thought Becky and Doudrop was dead. This was like, okay, so here's Becky, like, here's Rollins and Reigns. Like, we're all the way up here, right? And then here is Becky and Doudrop, and then here is Edge and Beth and Miz and Reigns. This match never got going. This match was way too long. There was just, why? Why do you have 3 part-timers in a match? You can't have 3 part-timers in a match. It doesn't work out. And then it causes my brain to go corrupting, and I was already in a bad mood, and it made me more in a bad mood. This match sucked.
I liked it.
Why?
Because I love Maurice and Beth and The Miz and Edge.
But it didn't get going. This was slower than Becky and Doudrop.
It wasn't. Are you Kimmy? Kimmy, you know how slow Becky and Doudrop was?
I was.
This was way back. The one thing I hate though about this match was they kind of discredited Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
They acted like she never wrestled, and I'm like, she was actually a pretty good wrestler back then. She picked up
champion.
She was champion. She was the longest Divas champion before AJ Lee.
And then didn't she do? My mind wasn't there. I was crying. She did a Hurricanrana to who? Edge, right?
Yeah. I've never seen her do a Hurricanrana before. And I thought that was impressive.
That was the one thing I liked, that Hurricanrana.
But I liked
something else. I liked the Luna Vachon tribute from Beth Phoenix.
Yes.
That is all I liked.
I like that Beth powerbombed The Miz. I like that they did the Edge wanted to finish it off with Beth's finisher. I
would have liked that more if they did it in sync and not one and then one. Like if they in sync it, I would have liked that a little bit better.
I mean, they did the spear in sync.
That's true.
You can't get everything in sync in wrestling.
My other problem with this is it was too long.
I really enjoyed it. I think it's because I think it's amazing that they're both wrestling they wrestle each other in 2 separate decades. Because I love women history like that. 3? It is 3, right? Okay, cool.
1000s, 10s, and 20s.
Yeah. So I think it's I love it.
Listen,
Maurice is a legend.
Mm-hmm.
So
listen, love Edge, love his comeback story. I love everyone in this match. It just didn't go the way it was supposed to, and I was mad. I was more mad, and then I was just like, it's over. Like as soon as this match started, like the paper's over. I'm just gonna go like see this blanket. I was like holding a stuffed animal, and I was like, see this blanket. I'm just gonna go hide under this and wake me up when the Men's Royal Rumble is over. But I as a journalist, I stuck through and I watched it. Thank you.
Proud of you.
I mean, like I said, Bill heard me complain for 5.5 hours. And then Mike was like, can you please stop texting me Rollins theories? And I texted him one at 12:30 in the morning, and he was like, I told you to stop texting me Rollins theories. So I was like, but this one just makes so much more sense. And then he got very mad. But you know what Mike did for me, though? You can check this out on thepopbreak.com. Look, Mike, I'm putting you over. He wrote this whole article about the Royal Rumble, and he put in there about how Rollins winning the Rumble would have been so exciting. And I was like, oh, so you're a hypocrite. Because you told me that would have been so bad. And he was like, I did it for you to make you smile because I know you had a rough night last night.
Aw, I love Mike.
What a best friend.
I love Mike so much.
He a goodie until, we fight again next month. And then, we tied, by the way, in our predictions. We tied 3-3.
Oh.
But he was wrong about the most important one, the one with the smiley face.
I don't remember my predictions, honestly.
I meant to take notes when we made our predictions.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
I think I just remember being so confused on who's winning anything at this pay-per-view.
You picked Rollins winning the Men's Royal Rumble, and I think you picked Ronda.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you picked Lita. You went on this Lita was going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. And then Bill, and then Bill made you feel so confident, like, yeah, that actually makes sense. And I was like,
and then it didn't happen.
I was like, oh, we're really dreaming on this pay-per-view. Like we were all dreaming in the Men's Royal Rumble.
I mean, I was wrong about Maurice getting the pin.
That's true. Well, it was a double pin, technically.
I thought they were going to both pin. Beth should have done the pin.
I thought she did.
Gone for it.
I thought they did do a double pin.
No, she got off from Maurice, and then Edge just pinned The Miz.
Huh. Imagine storytelling. What a time.
They can only do one per pay-per-view. One per year.
One per year. All right. The Men's Royal Rumble. I don't even know where to begin. All right. So all right. So AJ was the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
He had 6 eliminations, and he lasted the longest at 29 minutes and 5 seconds. I like that him and Shinsuke were the first 2, meaning their history. I thought that was really smart. Johnny Knoxville, I had mixed opinions on. I thought he could go, but he couldn't go. But when he did the thing to AJ, I thought that was really cool. And I was like, yes, Johnny Knoxville, you go. I thought Omos had a tremendous showing.
Mm-hmm.
And it took 6 guys plus, AJ's phenomenal forearm to get him eliminated. Madcap Moss eliminating AJ Styles made absolutely no sense. And the fact that happened, like, to me, I think they're really going with Edge versus AJ because not that this makes any sense, but AJ for his entrance did the Shawn Michaels pose.
Yeah.
And I know that match isn't happening. So I think if AJ's just going to trigger all these legends, then I think Edge is the way to go.
Well, he also did the Shawn Michaels thing because of Shawn Michaels won the Royal Rumble from being number 1.
He did.
So I think that's why he did that because he was predicting himself being like Shawn Michaels and winning it from number 1.
Yeah. The fact that Madcap Moss eliminated him, what the
shit.
Drew McIntyre. Hold up here. Because me and Bill were like, dude, you really badly hurt your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Why? So I was not expecting that. I'm glad he's back. I can maybe see him moving to Raw. No, I wouldn't want him and Bobby again. No, scratch I ever said that. Nope. I'm not. Nope.
I think Drew should have stayed out for a little bit longer. I think he needed to build that momentum again of when he returned.
Well, I like that him and Brock were the final 2.
Yeah.
Because I thought storyline purposes, we've seen Drew eliminate Brock. I thought that was really cool. So I was like, all right, I could take that. Kofi Kingston's botch, so you feel bad, but I think the thing is now it's more like, is he going to hit it? Instead of always betting Kofi's definitely going to do something. Now it's like, oh, is he going to do it? Because remember that one year where he messed up and he didn't hit it?
Yeah.
But I also did see that there were more spots planned throughout the match and Big E was supposed to do more with Kofi, but obviously he got himself eliminated.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not a good one.
You could see his face too when he realized it.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way. The only way they could have hit that, here's director Kimmy. If you panned up a little bit more, the camera wouldn't have gone on the floor.
Or he just landed, he kept, at least try to keep one foot up.
Yeah.
And kept one down. He could have picked himself up to do it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But basic reaction instinct, I'm guessing.
Bad Bunny, welcome back.
My man!
I was hyped as hell. He hit another Canadian destroyer.
Bunny destroyer.
He did his face off with Brock. I think was he in the final 5 or the final 4?
4, I think.
Okay, here's WWE in 2022. We're gonna put Bad Bunny in the final 4 of the Royal Rumble. This is how we're gonna pop off.
He should have won.
He had 2 eliminations.
Yeah. Bad Bunny, he
eliminated Sheamus.
Yeah, I think they're feuding. I think that he's gonna have a match at WrestleMania.
When's his tour start again? Do you know?
This summer?
No, but I thought because not that my dad's a Royals, but
let me see.
He was saying that right before Mania, he's gonna be in AT&T Stadium. Right before WrestleMania.
Bad Bunny tour.
I mean, I popped. I was like, well, first of all, they ruined that too because they posted that picture of him and Taker backstage.
Yeah, but I think, but I saw that too. But I didn't think he was gonna be in there. I thought he was just visiting. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, I could have seen it from both ways. I mean, we all knew Taker wasn't coming out there. I mean, it would have been cool. Would have been cool if Mark Calloway would have accompanied Michelle McCool to the ring.
Yeah. Well, he has some tours in March and February, I think.
Oh, so there you go. He probably... See, I don't think he's going to be back. I think he'll do a live performance at Mania.
I want him to wrestle, though. He's for a celebrity.
No, he's the best celebrity ever.
He's the best celebrity we've ever had because he actually enjoys it. And that makes other people enjoy it.
To me, he's the only celebrity that belongs in the freaking Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That because that man's amazing. But Shane McMahon, why?
is you had so many other men. Well, I can talk about that forever. How this should have been a different beginning of the match.
Cesaro, Finn Balor. I could pull up my Google sheet.
But it's like it was so boring how
Veer.
They said they weren't bringing it. They said Raw. They never said the Royal Rumble.
Listen, let me just have Veer. To me, they didn't need Shane unless Shane is wrestling at Mania, but I don't see where.
I don't either. But
unless they're doing him and Owens again.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't predict WWE right now, which I usually love, but it's the fact that we know they have nothing. It's scary.
The Chiefs tied up the I'm so sorry, but the Chiefs tied up the Bengals game 21-21. Joe Burrow.
But no, I think there was definitely other people they could have brought in for the beginning. Because you had Cesaro and AJ, right? Great wrestlers. Then you had kept getting these mid-carders coming in that aren't built correctly. And we know they're not winning. That's the problem. You know? Like with the women, I feel like anyone could win if Ronda wasn't coming back. Like Shayna could have won that.
Yes.
But with the men, you know those kids aren't winning. You know those men aren't winning.
So obviously AJ had it. So if I'm just gonna go through the top, like the first 10, because I think that's what you're mainly referring to, the first 10. Okay. So AJ, he was my winner. That Shinsuke, they haven't used. Austin Theory, no way. Oh, that's who Shane's gonna wrestle. Austin.
Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot myself.
You're not.
Look at the man's eyebrows, first of all. Austin Theory's going through a unibrow kind of looking thing. Like he did not look like that in NXT. I don't know what's happening.
He's going through a midlife crisis.
I mean, he's a horrible person to begin with, but just adding to horrible looks, not a good look.
Robert Roode, obviously in a tag team, no way. Ridge Holland, he should have came out later to help Sheamus out instead of Sheamus coming back in the ring trying to eliminate somebody.
Yeah.
Montez Ford, tag team, no way. Priest was interesting because when they posted that picture of Bad Bunny, people thought that Bad Bunny was going to help Priest win. Yeah. So that was rumored and speculated. Sami Zayn, you knew he wasn't going to win, but Johnny Knoxville, no. And then Angelo Dawkins, no.
So it's like
they had a lot of tag teams.
Yeah.
This was a very tag team heavy Royal Rumble for no reason.
No use for that.
No, you're right. And then
the Usos in the Royal Rumble.
I thought originally that the Usos were going to be the ones to screw Lesnar. And obviously that didn't happen, so I don't know if maybe they just weren't there.
Maybe COVID.
COVID's a thing. That could be true too. And then I like the hometown reaction for Orton.
Oh, I love it. I thought that's why he was going to come out like number 2.
No, I thought he was going to come out at 30. I thought Brock was going to be 29. And then Randy at 30 to get the hometown pop.
Yeah. Well, he booed Brock after they eliminated Randy.
Because Randy, people were saying Randy was going to win because it was in St. Louis. And I was like, in what world does that?
Did you ever do that?
Well, not that they would never do it. Where does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Like, Randy's in a tag team.
With Riddle. No. Me and my friends, because when I started getting them into wrestling again, it would just be Randy Orton and Matt Riddle every week. And it's their favorites. We just go, Randy, all the time. I love it.
Listen, I've been training Allie on liking. So Omos is Allie's favorite wrestler. So I just think I failed as a teacher. I failed. I failed horribly. And then, of course, you had Brock, who had 5 eliminations, came out at number 30, basically came out.
Yeah, and won.
And set fire to the sun. I don't know. I thought lack of talent hurt this. I thought lack of build hurt this.
Mm-hmm.
I think next year you can't have as many tag teams in it.
No.
You have to have more single stars to make it viable for me to believe A, B, C, D, E, F could win.
It's not like they were helping each other.
No. They weren't.
In both men and women, no one was helping anyone. They just kept stopping
Selena
people
and
from
Carmella
eliminating
were.
people.
Selena and Carmella were helping.
Yeah. And then, but no one else. That was the only time. And then the Omas. But my friend was like, y'all, my friend went, stop doing that. Help someone to eliminate more people.
Listen, WWE's stupid. I cannot wait for Wednesday. MJF, CM Punk.
It's not going to get started. I have a whole thing about that.
So what were your overall, on a scale of worst pay-per-view you've ever seen in your entire life and you wanted to set your eyes on fire to, oh my God, I could watch this pay-per-view 10 times in a row, where would you rate this on a scale of 1
Between a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4. It's a high number. Why?
You say it every time.
I know, but why?
Because I did like some matches. I like 3 matches. And the rest were shitty. So
first, a pay-per-view that's supposed to build on to Mania, I thought this did a horrible job. I think from a oh my God, it's because I'm in this freaking classroom. From a business point of view, I thought it made sense with one, if you're trying to sell out 100,000 tickets for 2 nights, because I know for a fact WrestleMania is not sold out yet. So I think with someone like Ronda main eventing one night and Brock main eventing another night, that's how you put butts in seats. But I just think they have no clear direction. And if WWE wants to stop losing to AEW, they need to get their shit together, or AEW.
God, they just need help. They need
hire me.
Hire people who watch wrestling. Stop hiring people who don't. And Vince McMahon stopped being a dictator in this place and let people be creative.
Was Vince even there? I don't even think Vince was there last night because his mom died.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like, maybe that's why Finley was able to do the women's match, produce the women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they brought him back just for that.
Yeah. I don't know if he was there. No one reported about it. I wouldn't be mad.
No, I wouldn't be mad either. I was like genuinely curious. I was like, Bill, do you even know if Vince is there? And he goes, I don't know. But I guess we'll find out by the course of the pay-per-view.
Bruce Pritchard needs to get back into like young brain. I told you because I was watching the Ruthless Aggression. I was showing my friend. I was teaching him about wrestling because he doesn't really know anything about it.
As you should.
They were like, I see the way Bruce talked about with The Rock and everything. You just go along with it. That's how you're supposed to do it. They don't do that anymore. Because one, I feel like they think Vince is going to get mad at them.
Mm-hmm.
2, they think this is how it should be, and the fans are dumb and shouldn't like decide how we go with our direction.
I think Doggy.
Abby.
I think they need. Well, they're firing all their writers.
Yeah.
NXT has no one in creative right now. WWE, they're getting rid of everybody. I think they are going to sell eventually by the end of this year. I'm going to make my bold prediction. But I just think they need to do something, and they need to do something quick, because there's a reason that every single person's watching on Wednesday, and there's a reason that the viewership's dropping. I would not be surprised if this happens. I'm going to laugh. I would not be surprised if in 2 or 3 weeks, Raw does not hit a 1 million viewership. You think so? No way in hell, but I would just laugh. I think that'd be really funny if I saw like Monday Night Raw 900,000. Because Dynamite's been pulling one mil the past 2 weeks. They're really close. They've beaten Raw in the demo the past 2 weeks. I think this Wednesday they're going to pull a huge number for Punk and MJF, even though according to you that match isn't happening. I have a whole thing. They're holding it till Revolution. Yeah. But I just think if they want to save their viewership, they need to do something fast.
My problem is I think Vince really thinks this is like WCW days. I think he can just pull whatever. He can do the same thing because he thinks they're not going to succeed like a WCW. And I'm like, it's so different now. Our generation has such a different way of how we want wrestling than back then. We have a door. Yeah. We live in a door. You opened the wrong door. Mm-hmm. Like, here was the forbidden door to UFC. Here was the forbidden door to everybody else. Vince went, hi, UFC. Instead of, hi,
Actually, that's the other thing. Melina opened the forbidden door because she signed NWA.
Yeah.
So there were 2 forbidden doors last night.
And the problem is too, they stopped hiring people with like after the last like hiring with William Regal and Samoa Joe.
Mm-hmm.
They literally stopped hiring people who are in independent wrestling.
Correct.
They hired mostly. They're hiring college.
Oh, that's the NIL.
Yeah, but they're doing that more, which I'm not mad about it. But like, it's. I just feel like you need to have good wrestling background to get better.
Well, we have 62 days till night 1.
Yeah.
Baby, you need to get your stuff together, or else I'm gonna come here every month and just cry to you, and you will hear me complain Raw and NXT and SmackDown. But as I thank my very amazing reviewer here, where can we find you? Here's your shameless promo that's not going to get interrupted by people yelling at me.
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Skylar Nicole, under dashes underneath. I actually look like myself in my profile now. Damage 365. Yeah, 365. Don't know when I'm working again with them. Probably find out next month.
They're going to be in Baltimore next week with me. They're bringing in Nyla Rose.
Yes. Thank you. I'm not going to be there. But yeah, I love doing these with Kimmy, by the way. I'm glad she's back. I'm glad she's doing what she loves. Kimmy's the best. And I love you.
Oh, you're so nice. I wrote my shameless promo somewhere. Okay. Because I wrote it down for BCP and then I started crossing it out and I was like, I shouldn't cross this out because it's the same stuff from Thursday.
Yeah.
So February 12th is the next Warriors of Wrestling show that I will not be there, but you might be there.
It's my friend's birthday.
You won't be there, but you know who will be there? Fandango will be there and he'll be in action. The Sandman will be there and Mandy Leon will be there. So if you're and Vipers. I was just naming like bigger. Well, Vipers is versing Jade, so go Jade. But if you're in the Staten Island area, come to Fun Station and watch Warriors of Wrestling. That is our home promotion that I kind of do things there and kind of don't at the same time. But we do shit. Yay. But Baltimore Celeb Fest. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm finally going to Baltimore. So next week, I'm going to be in Baltimore. And I'm going to be with Jesse Camilla, Oni Lorcan, Dark Horror members 5 and 10. Daniel Garcia is going to be there. Adam Cole's going to be there. MJF is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of... Lita's going to be there.
I'm so jealous.
That's my inductor.
I'm FaceTiming you.
I got to get to her table.
I'm like, just FaceTiming you so I can say hi to you and other people.
And some other people. So if you're in the Baltimore area, you can go check that out. I think there should be tickets still on sale. And like I said, there's gonna be a lot of guests there. Not just the ones I'm naming. Like Thunder Rosa is gonna be there, Serena Deeb, like I said, Lita, Thunder Rosa, my girl. So I wrote on the pop break, my Royal Rumble predictions are on there, so you could see my beautiful paragraph about Seth Rollins' match that did not come the way I wanted. But I reviewed the Ring of Honor documentary. This is Women's Wrestling. It is probably one of the best wrestling documentaries I've ever seen. It goes in depth with everything. Like if you ever wanted behind the scenes of how wrestling does tournaments, please watch this documentary. And I'm just not being biased. Like, please watch this documentary. But I read a lot of stuff on the pop break. Given my sports feature writing class, you're gonna see a lot more, hopefully cool, fun stuff. I gotta reach out to some of my contacts about this, but hopefully some cool, fun stuff. So thank you, Com371, for giving me stuff to do. Then, of course, you can always see me here because the show's coming back. So I'm going to hopefully post this tonight. So starting tonight with Monday Night Raw, or tomorrow with Monday Night Raw, we're going to go on this road to Dallas together. So yay, I predict and review stuff right here. Let's go. And that's pretty much it. I just do a lot of shit and I'm making it work and I haven't died yet.
That's a plus.
From the Not Rollins Rumble, this is Skylar Hand. This is Kimmy Sokol signing off, and we will see you next month for Saudi Arabia's Elimination Chamber.